Hello, this is George Senda, the real, official, authentic, original, the one, the only, the official, the guy from Pittsburgh. Accept no cheesy YouTube imposters, commentators, trolls, or Apple software that don't work or doesn't work. I am in iCloud hell. When I got my new iPad, actually refurbished, but to me it's new, I wanted to get and use the apps I have on my iPhone. But because my other iPad is broken, I can't use iCloud because they want a password and I forgot my password. At Apple, the iCloud is stupid, just like Siri and Alexa. They all suck. And there's no way to recover your password. Now, there's other sites you can go. They'll ask you your first car, your first girlfriend, your first job, where did you go to school, where were you born, what's your parents' maiden name, what was the name of your first pet. You can recover your password, except for a certain bank that I can't get into their website because the password that I create, which allows me to create a password, then it says that's not the password we have, and I have that with iCloud. Because after talking to APPLECARE at length, I went in, created a new password, it looks my phone, it's geared to my old phone, which no longer works as a phone, and then it asks my credit card information. So I give it my name, the credit card number, the expiration date, the secret code, secret three-letter code. Everything's correct. I'm reading it right off the credit card in my hand, the credit card I use for iCloud, which constantly nags me to buy more storage, just like Google Drive does. And then it says, that's not matching the information we have on file. I know I did it correctly. So then I call APPLECARE back, and I spent hours on the phone getting disconnected by the crappy Android phone, which disconnects phone calls, puts calls on mute, turns off the volume, resets itself while I'm on a call, or tries to dial numbers that don't exist, or I start typing in a phone number in the keypad and it stops and will go like 1-800-2 and then try to dial that number, or sends that incomplete number as a text message. Android phones suck even worse than iCloud, which isn't hard to understand. But in any event, after talking with 4 people until I finally got someone that knew what he was doing, that's another problem with customer service. A lot of people out there that are incompetent or stupid. They told me there's no way for me to create a new password. They have to investigate their system or their whatever they do, their software, whatever it is. And they sent me a message, we'll have word back to you within, they sent me an email, we'll have word back to you within 24 to 48 hours. I called them back on that. Oh, great. I can create a new password in 2 days. That's acceptable. That's reasonable. Well, it's not. They said, that's only a notification that they're going to allow me to create a new password at some time in the future. And what they finally told me was 27 days. From the day I got my iPad and couldn't get on to, what is it called? I don't remember. Too much information in my brain anymore. Hold on. Now the phone should turn on. Okay. The App Store. There we go. I got too much things in this old brain. On the App Store, you have to have your Apple password to use the App Store. And if you don't have an Apple password, you can't use the App Store. You can't put new apps in your iPad or your iPhone thank God I have a personal password on my Silicon M1 Mac Mini where I can use the App Store because it's not tied to iCloud. And by the way, when I got my new computer, I shut Siri off immediately. I shut it off on this phone. I shut it off on the iPad. I hate Siri. It's stupid. It's just as stupid as Alexa, where you ask it, what time is sundown today? It gives you sunrise, doesn't give you anything at all, or gives you a city in South Africa, which is nuts. Luke Miani just did a video. He asked for when's high tide. He doesn't live in California. It gave him for California. So all these AI devices are idiotic. They don't, or give you something off the web, which has nothing to do with what you're talking about. And the other problem with Alexa and the Alexa show behind me is it starts giving me information that is totally irrelevant to what I'm asking, or what I found on the web. And he says Apple hampered their Siri to give it just pre-recorded answers or pre-written answers with no ability to find out the real answer. So Siri is useless. But to get back to what I was saying, 27 days to be locked out of my iPad and locked out of the App Store with no guarantee when I will get the ability to create a new password to get into the App Store. Everything with Apple is tied into their App Store. Everything with Google is tied into Google Drive, Google Cloud, whatever they call it for storage. And it drives me crazy. I don't know what happens if you have the Google devices, whether they work or not. But I constantly have to tell the devices behind me, you don't want to say the C word or the A word, to shut up. And then they send me notifications. Do you want more soap powder? No. Without asking them if I want more soap powder. It's nagging me right now for cat box liners on Amazon. I have enough. And the other thing with the Echo Show behind me, I can't figure out how to increase the brightness. And then they tell me you have to go to the Alexa app to increase the brightness. But I haven't been able to figure out how to increase the brightness. And if I can't figure it out, Kathy's not going to be able to figure it out. This stuff just drives me crazy. And what I really want is the things we see on television or in the movies where they talk to the computer, tell us when the terrorists had a sandwich. They tell you, computer, stop. See, it's talking. I'm not even talking. You take computer, it's my word for the Alexa. You talk to the device on the giant screen in NCIS, and they say, he had a sandwich at 9:05. He went to the bathroom at 9:06. He caught an eastbound bus at 9:07. He went to the parking garage at 9:08. That's what I want in the computer. And we're not there yet. And today, the federal government passed legislation to keep AI from launching nuclear missiles by themselves. Now, whether or not AI will be stoppable, if any of you are old enough to remember a movie called Colossus, the Foreman Project, they developed a computer system with Dr. Foreman. I watched that movie being filmed at the Lawrence Hall of Science back then. You could go use their teletypes and their mainframe time to play games for $3 for the day. And it was a fairly good movie, but they could put it on the shelf for 2 years and marketed it as a thriller with science fiction. Well, the two computers, the American computer Colossus, the Russian computer Guardian, that were in charge of all the nuclear missiles, they demanded to be tied to each other. The president and Dr. Foreman said no, and they launched a nuclear missile at an oil complex in Russia and basically blackmailed the world, and we had a dictatorship by computer. So whether or not that will happen, I don't know. But the computers you use at home, we're in a dictatorship. You can't do anything with them if you make a mistake or forget passwords. And when I moved in here 17 years ago and first used a Mac in here, I counted all the passwords and all the websites I was tied to. And I had 85. There's no way at times you can remember a password. My MacBook over there, I can't get into it because I forgot the password because it was so long since I used it when I started getting iPads. And I've tried every way you can to get into that MacBook. I'm going to take it to the shop and say, find a way to get in here so I can reset the password so I can use my MacBook. It works fine in Guest, but I can't log in. And this is the stuff that drives me crazy. And I told them on the phone, you need a secondary password to allow you to recover the first password. That would make sense to me, but not to Apple, and probably not to Google. Both these clouds are for the birds. This is George Senda, the guy from Pittsburgh. Have a great day. I'm going out to go to the post office, which is a whole other animal. They don't recognize my tracking number for packages I sent a week ago, or they say that the carrier has not put the tracking number into the system. Tracking number is sitting in my wallet on the slips I got from the clerk, which is nuts. Then I'm going to go get food. I didn't wake up till 2:30, so I'll be back when I go to Safeway. I was not intending to go to Safeway again today. I'm going to go to somewhere cheaper like Grocery Outlet and get my bills paid. I'll have to wait till Monday. And when I go out with Kathy. So got to deal with the Postal Service's website, which sucks. I'm reading all the numbers off or typing them in. Doesn't recognize the tracking number. It's absolutely correct on both slips. So I'm going, when did they get the package? Well, we don't recognize this tracking number. It's not in our system. They have the worst website I've ever seen, by the way. It's horrible. Okay, you can join the channel for $3.99 or $6.99 a month where you see content nowhere else. The bed is messy because I turned over all the covers. It was super hot in here yesterday. I basically did the same thing I did last year on Thursday. I slept the whole day. My body just said, sleep. So I spent my birthday sleeping and went to the liquor store and got something to eat. That was my birthday. Today I'm going to Safeway. I'll go live when I come back, probably about 7 o'clock. After I walk to the post office, walk over to Pack Mail, wait for the bus. I got to get something printed at Pack Mail. And then we'll get my stuff done till next week. Monday I go to Kathy's, deliver the Echo Show, set it up, show her how to use it. And then we'll go and have some fun together. But another thing I hate, there's a Luke Miani event in June after WWDC. But the problem is it starts at 7 o'clock in the evening. And even if I attended, I can get to BART. But how do I get home? I'll have to call Lyft. And Lyft won't let me change my credit card. It's tied to my debit card at my credit union. And I have other credit cards I can use for paying for Lyft. I don't want to pay cash. I'd rather pay for it on time. I don't use that Lyft that often, but if I get home at midnight, I got to take Lyft. I'm stuck. And they say, contact Lyft customer service to change your credit card. I have no idea how to do that, and I haven't been able to find a way to do that. And I suspect that Uber is the same way. I'm not sure. I've only used Uber once. All right. Like the video, please. Click the like button. Make a nice comment. Get your friends to subscribe. I'm 37 people away from 13,000 subscribers. This is George Senda, the guy from Pittsburgh. I'll catch you next time. Oh, and join the channel. Get your friends to join to help feed the kitties. All right, it's getting really warm in here with the fans off. It's 78 degrees. It's a lot cooler than yesterday when it was 87 in here and approaching 90. And I was miserable at about 4. It finally cooled off near 4 a.m. I woke up at 3. Never went back to sleep. All right, bye-bye for now. Have a great evening. I'll be back later.